look who came crawling back, patrons and people who waited a year. Thank you so much if you're one of the folks who waited a year. Your cheapskatedness is appreciated. Or is it? I don't know. Sorry if I'm focusing on the mic a lot. I accidentally started recording and then realized the mic wasn't plugged in. Oops. Why do I have a podcast? It's because anyone can have one. Anyway, this is the Say Taylor Swift 100 Times episode. I love when the stupid gimmicks win. So yeah, that's going to be happening in this episode. I've been trying to get on the Swifties radar for so long. I did a Weird Al episode, and I got on the Weird Al fans' radar, the Alaholics, if you will. So I am hoping to get a bump from the Swifties. Or horribly piss them off. It's all a win-win. Let me think of an opening line here. You need to calm down. A motorcycle went by. I'm still in the process of moving, so I'm doing them in my car. If it seems like it would be easier, and it does. Also, I'm whispering because this is where the theme song goes, so I can see the waveform is nice and quiet, and then I can just easily go snippity snip. But I'm about to get real loud, so stand the F back, okay? Oh, I never got a thumbnail, but I don't know what that would even look like. You're listening to Fix My Carcast, hosted by Bear Claw Billy, and this is episode 137. Comedian and musician Keith Hebert is the guy on the screen coming straight home to me. But first, housekeeping. This is the show where you pick what I say and how I say it. Pick a topic or prompt by donating to the GoFundMe, and vote on the gimmick by joining my Patreon for just $1 a month. Join at the $5 or higher level, and also get bonus episodes and behind-the-scenes footage. Links are in the description. Also down there, merch. Get yourself some merch. I got lots of merch. Are you ready for it? No new donors this week. The total raised for paying off my car repair debt is still holding at $2,312. Also, when we get to $3,000, it unlocks an automatic show gimmick, which is, I will record an episode at sea. Fun fact, did you know that this whole podcast disappears when we hit $10,000? And when you're close, I feel like coming undone. Hey, do you like the theme song? No? Well, if you make a donation of $50 or more, in addition to picking an episode topic, you get to change one thing about the theme song forever. Unless somebody else changes it back. Want me to make it sound like some indie record that's much cooler than mine? I'll do it. $50. Also, if you would like to own the painting I made in episode 118, I'll be giving it away to the next person who donates $100 or more. That's right. Own a piece of Fix My Carcast history while you still can. The painting is not currently in the car with me. No new patrons this week. Bummer. Now it's time for a topic suggestion. I'll suggest topics I think I could easily talk about for a whole episode, though admittedly I think the show is more fun when it's something I'm completely clueless about. So, something I could talk about is Taylor Swift. I have some thoughts on Taylor Swift. Want to know more? Donate today. Checking in on the best city in the world based on which city listened to the last episode the most. And we've got us another singles night tie. Ties are broken by whichever city listened to the most episodes. And our big winner is Westbrook, Maine. Congratulations, Westbrook, Maine. Let it be known that your Gene L. Shirk Stadium, Hillcrest Racquet Club, and Kelchner Field are the best in the world for 7 days. Last episode, I talked about miniature egg ball while doing it like Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. You can see video of all the raw footage, plus a little extra, over on Patreon. Also, head over to Patreon for a bonus episode where I talk about some wonderful tributes to action cinema. One's a book, one is a tabletop role-playing show, and they're both awesome. Okay, let's talk next week's gimmick poll. These are your choices for next week's episode gimmick. They are slap myself 10 times, do it like a breakup, say Chappelle Roan 100 times. Oh yeah, we got a theme going now. And our returning gimmick, record it in front of a local mural. Let's recap. That's number 1, slap myself 10 times. Yeah, I'll lay it on hard too. Number 2, do it like a breakup. It's not you, it's me. Number 3, say Chappelle Roan 100 times. Pretty straightforward. It's this episode, but with a different name. And our returning gimmick number 4, record it in front of a local mural. Now, when that gimmick first came up, I was speaking about a specific mural on the show. So I can see if that mural is still up. But if not, I'll just find any old local mural somewhere in Maine. Remember that any gimmick that gets just a single vote is eligible for a second chance in 6 weeks. Be sure to vote over on Patreon. The poll closes Thursday, August 22nd at noon Eastern America time. All right, time for today's gimmick, which is say Taylor Swift 100 times. Of course, gimmicks don't start until housekeeping is out of the way in case any of them prevent me from sharing vital information. But now, we are entering the Gimmick Zone. From this point on, gimmicks are active and everything is improvised. There's no sponsored topic for today's episode, so I'll take inspiration from a randomized Wikipedia page, which is, and I have a bunch of randomized Wikipedia pages printed off here. Let me grab one out of the stack and let's see what we've got. Oh shit, okay. We got something I actually know something about. Is this the full? Okay, I'm just making sure it's not like... No! Oh, wow! Okay. Today's topic is Beast Wars Transformers. Okay. Wow. I have been printing off just randomized Wikipedia pages for the topic, and this is the first time I've gotten one that I actually know something about. Now, I don't want you to think, oh, this is wild. I don't want you to think that I'm like a massive Transformers fan, but I did watch this show. This is especially mind-blowing because this is like the only Transformers show that I watched. I never got into like original Transformers, original recipe. I think they call it Gen 1. I don't know. I'm not a Transformers kid by any stretch of the imagination, but I was a kid who had 3 channels, and one of those channels syndicated Beast Wars Transformers. Gang, I could talk about this all day. I'm not even going to look at the Wikipedia page. Okay, there was the Maximals and the Predacons. The Maximals were essentially the animal versions of the Autobots. I love that I don't even have to look. I'm probably right about this. And then the Predacons were like the Predators. Which I don't think quite checks out because some of the Maximals were in fact predators. I think one's a cheetah. Anyway, I'm gonna skim this, but if anything, this is my first random Wikipedia that's a trip down memory lane, I think. They've all prior to this been topics I don't know anything about. So this is wild. Okay, this is going to be a tough episode because I feel like I'm going to want to say things that aren't actually true because I'll think I remember them. But yeah, so Beast Wars Transformers, titled Beasties Transformers in Canada. Didn't know that. I'm learning so much. Come on, y'all, it's time to transform! I wish the Beastie Boys were on Beast Wars Transformers. So it was one of the earliest fully CGI television shows. By the way, I was an even bigger fan of Reboot. I watched the hell out of Reboot. And I don't see it here, but I think it was the same studio. But don't quote me on that. Okay. This is a thick one. This is a thick Wikipedia page. More like Thickopedia. The sun is coming out, and I don't like it. I chose my parking spot based on the lighting not being terrible, and I guess the sun's coming out, so you got your wish, Annie. Rat Trap, that was the one. I can't remember Rat Trap's catchphrase. The thing that's wild is so I want to say the plot, I mean, it'll tell me right here. The 2 main factions of Transformers and Beast Wars are descendants of the 2 main factions in the original cartoon. The Maximals are the descendants of the Autobots, and the Predacons are the descendants of the Decepticons. The leader of the Predacon team is Megatron, a namesake of the original Decepticon commander. He and his forces are a splinter group on the hunt for powerful crystals known as Energon. I watched so many episodes of this, and I could not tell you a one of them. There was no, like, extremely memorable episode for me. It was just kind of a thing that was on TV before I had to go to school. A maximal exploration ship, the Axelon, led by Optimus Primal. I know Optimus Primal is a gorilla. There's got to be like a character sheet in here, right? Of just like who's who. Okay, this is the cast. Optimus Primal, Megatron. I don't remember what Megatron looked like. Probably a dinosaur. Rat Trap, Dinobot, Waspinator. Oh yeah, Maximals, maximize, Predacons, terrorize. That's what they would say instead of transform. Sorry, I never get a random Wikipedia where I know what it is. Okay, and then, so yeah, at the bottom, video games. It's why at the beginning I was hesitant to be like, is this the show? Or is it going to be a video game based on the show? But fun fact, there have been 2 Beast Wars video games. The first game, Beast Wars Transformers, was released for the PlayStation and PC. It's a third-person shooter based on the first season of the show. You know, the good one. The second game, Beast Wars Transmetals, because Transmetals rights are Decepticon rights. I forgot the names of the good guys. That's how little of a Transformers fan I am. I'm dead serious. I only watch this show because, hey, there's a Transformers show that I have access to. I had no way to get it any other way. Like, I was just a poor kid, and whatever came on, came on. Shout Factory has plans to release it. It won a Daytime Emmy Award, probably because it was so good. Oh, what the hell was Rat Trap's catchphrase? I feel like Rat Trap had a catchphrase that was someone else's catchphrase and something else. Not another Transformers thing. I don't know. My brain is just saying, like, yeah, is there like a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, like, reference or something in it? I don't know. This is just a very basic Wikipedia entry here. But yeah, like, I remember, like, there was, like, one dinosaur that when he transformed... or maximized, I guess. Oh my gosh, I look like I'm on the surface of the sun. If you're not watching the video version, you can't tell, but like it went from overcast to real bright out, and now I'm all blown out and orange. Not that I don't love getting blown out. But anyway, genre, action, adventure, science fiction, superhero. Yeah, the Transformers are superheroes. And of course, the incredible opening theme, which has the amazing title, Beast Wars theme song. Oh, there's comics about the Beast Wars. Here's the thing, like, I have friends who are Transformers fans, and they get all into the lore, and, like, it is just the thing that I never got into. I feel like, okay, so, the big things that kids my age were into that I was just like, no thanks. Power Rangers, Pokemon, though I did get into Pokemon Go mainly for the exercise and for Hillary Clinton. Yeah, Power Rangers, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I wasn't allowed to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because, as you know, they were ninjas and therefore violent. Wasn't allowed to watch it, but also didn't really have a desire to watch it. But like, of the things that I couldn't watch, I don't think Transformers was ever banned in my house. I think just we didn't get it. We didn't have the channel it was on, like, whatever. Of those things, I think Transformers is the one I would get into most, because I liked the toys. I mean, everyone had a few of the toys, right? Like, I didn't know any of their names. I was just like, hey, this car turns into a robot and that's neat. I sounded exactly like a plumber when I was a child. Hey, Mom, could I get a little more chocolate milk? Thanks. So, yeah, but, like, I did watch this, and I just remember, so there's, like, a T-Rex where when he transforms, you'd think, like, head goes with head, etc., but, like, when they transformed, it was actually pretty, like, fucking random. Like, it was, like, nothing made a whole hell of a lot of sense. And like I remember there was a T-Rex where when he transforms, the mouth of the T-Rex becomes one of his hands and the tail becomes his other hand. And I think he's got like a missile launcher or something in the T-Rex's mouth. I could be completely imagining this. This is a real blast from the past. I'm not seeing anything about Reboot. Reboot is also a show that I was obsessed with. I have the box set and I still haven't finished it because it got weird towards the end there. And like probably weird for the better, but I'm gonna let you in on this, folks. Whenever a show gets praised for being intelligent and not talking down to kids, those were the shows I hated as a kid. Like I kind of was like, yeah, where's the fun? Hey Arnold, I could never get into because like it seemed to have like, you know, deep storylines that didn't resonate to me. Batman the Animated Series, which I'm actually watching right now. You can sponsor an episode where I talk about Batman the Animated Series. I'm watching it right now. I love it, but I also completely understand that I would hate it if I were watching it as a kid. Like genuinely, I don't think I would enjoy it. So I'm there's a truck parked behind me and I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Hey folks, we might have to start this all over again. I feel like I'm getting observed and a driving away is happening now. Okay, cool, great and good. It's really hard to find a place to record and I just have to go for whatever parking lot looks empty. Anyway, sorry, boy, this show just gets harder and harder and harder to make. But you live for those moments, right? Where it looks like I'm going to get in trouble. Everyone loves when I almost get in trouble, but I'm staying alive. I'm surviving. Please give me some money. Anyway, what in the goddamn hell was I talking about? Batman the Animated Series. I'm watching it now. I appreciate it. I enjoy it, but it would have bored the shit out of me as a kid. Like any show, like, you know how anime has like long dramatic pauses sometimes where it's just like a still frame and a single teardrop wiggles and like the shot holds for like 30 seconds. That shit drove me insane as a kid. Like shows like David the Gnome would have those like artsy pan acrosses and I hated it. I would get so bored. And like as an adult now, it's like, well, you know, they're keeping the budget down. And like it is sort of giving this like, you know, artsy feel to it. But like, yeah, like there's a reason kids like things that are flashy and colorful and moving. And yeah, like I would not have enjoyed Batman the Animated Series as a kid, but I did enjoy Adam West Batman. Anyway, speaking of bats that are men, I don't think any of them turned into bats. I feel like, no, I was going to say, I think the Predacons were all dinosaurs, but that is inaccurate, because one of them was, isn't there like a scorpion or a wasp? Waspinator, yeah. Waspinator. Damn. Okay, this is interesting. In June 2017, producer Lorenzo di Bonaventura stated that a film adaptation of Beast Wars was not in plans. As he explained, I'm probably not the one to be asking that question to because I don't get Beast Wars. But, you know, thankfully, I'm not the only vote on it. I've never quite understood. They kind of feel like incompatible to me. You have animals, robots. We're used to cars. Both a follow-up to Bumblebee and an adaptation of Beast Wars were reported to be in development, written separately by Joby Harold and James Vanderbilt. It was later reworked as a hybrid adaptation named Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, which is a sequel to Bumblebee and featured the Maximals, the Predacons, and the Terrorcons. The film was released on June 9th, 2023. I have not seen Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. I gave up on the Transformers franchise by 3. The Michael Bay ones, that is. Interestingly enough, not that many episodes ago, I had to watch Transformers 2. I watched Transformers 2 as a distraction. That was the gimmick. So if you're here because you're a Transformers fan, and from the title of this episode, I'm guessing you're a massive transy. What are Transformers fans called? Transform heads. All you Transform heads out there should know that there's another episode of their show where I'm watching Transformers while talking about Baywatch, because I'm watching a Bay because it's Michael Bay. That's the kind of fun we have here on Fix My Car Cast, the only show that's being hosted by me right now. I couldn't host another show while I was doing this, or could I? Folks, welcome to Beast Talk. That's right, the spin-off series begins for Beast Wars. I have fond memories of watching it, but I could not tell you the plot. I think I definitely saw the pilot episode because they crash land on old Earth, and they scan local animals. But, I think they also scan dinosaur bones. I don't know if it's set. I don't think it's set, in prehistoric times. So, I'm not sure. I can't remember if there's living dinosaurs or if they just scan the bones and then they're like, we're going to become whatever this used to be. I don't know. You're not supposed to think too hard about Transformers rules. I don't think so. In the second movie, there's a line about being directly beneath the enemy scrotum. So, these are... Aha! Reboot! Sorry. I love Reboot. By the way, a show came out last year, also called Reboot, and I also love that show. Very good. That one is about rebooting a sitcom, and unfortunately only made it a season. And I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like it's up there with Freaks and Geeks, where it's hey, this is only a season, but you can really enjoy that one season. There's enough interesting stuff going on, and I think it's really fun. It's a real bummer that it got canceled. But back to Cartoon Reboot, which is about people who live inside a computer, a la Tron or The Matrix. The show's production company, Mainframe Entertainment and Alliance Atlantis, are also the same creators of the world's first ever computer animated TV series, Reboot, which ran from 1994 to 2001. I did not even know what the word reboot meant when I saw that show. I actually thought the show was called Robot because I was a dumb little kid and I just saw the title go by real fast and I was like, what's this? And I was like, it's Robot. And then I read it again. Oh, this is so dumb. And then I read it again and I was like, oh, it's called Robeat. And I remember telling my parents, I want to watch Robeat when it comes out. Because, kids' TV was just like, there's a new show coming out and it's your favorite thing already. And I was like, oh shit, this is my favorite thing already. But also, you had to be there, folks. CGI was just becoming a thing. Reboot is how I learned the term CGI. There was a story in the paper that was ABC to run first ever fully CGI show. What's CGI? Computer generated imagery. These days, people think it means the same thing as special effects. It's always so funny to me when people are like, oh, the CGI in the original Alien doesn't really hold up. And it's like, it wasn't CGI. There's no CGI in that movie. I had to stop for a second and be like, is there CGI in that movie? Because, there's CGI in The Last Starfighter. Some of those early movies, they have CGI. Aladdin has CGI in it. But yeah, anyway, oh man, love Reboot. If you want to sponsor an episode about Reboot, I would be happy to talk about Reboot. Maybe I should watch Transformers Rise of the Beasts. I really enjoyed Bumblebee. Bumblebee was a very good movie. What is that, the 7th one? There's Last Night, Age of Extinction. That was Bumblebee, the 6th one? 6th or 7th? I can't remember, but a series is great when it gets good that far in. If Transformers Rise of the Beasts is a sequel to Bumblebee, I might check it out. I don't know. Who owns that? Paramount? I have Paramount Plus, the Star Trek app. That's what me and all my friends call it because, it's the home of Star Trek. Except for Prodigy. Let's not get into that, though. All right. Fun times. Let's see. Oh, critic reception. Well, yeah, Daytime Emmy. IGN says Beast Wars used the same basic story template. It featured some of the best writing and story development in a Transformers series. Which is funny because I could not tell you what the story development is. Here's my guess. One of the characters dies. I don't know. I feel like that's probably Beast Wars may have been a marketing tool for Hasbro, but it also told some good stories without pandering to the lowest common denominator. Oh no, folks! It's a Batman the Animated Series. It's a Hey Arnold. Maybe it was boring. Maybe that's why... Maybe that's why I can't remember anything that happened in an episode. Because it was trying to tell dark, mature stories, and I was like, boo! Blow something up! Okay, friends, well, I think that's about all I have to say about Transformers. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting to do. Am I just completely blanking on what I need to do? Is there... Oh, yeah, sorry. I need to do the sign-off that I do on every episode of this show. As always, Taylor Swift. 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 Taylor Swift, 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 Taylor Swift. Give me money.